Hi there, it's me, Sherry. Just wanted to check in with you today and let you know that I went for my visit with the colorectal cancer surgeon, and this is the following news that we have. Right now, she wants me to see a radiology oncologist. She thinks I need to have radiation. According to her, most of the studies that she's done, and I've read several of these, they recommend that you do the chemo and the radiation both because it just really goes in and cleans out everything, and it really works well, that they found for the most part. So that is something that will be on our to-do list in the immediate future. Also, after I've met with him or her, I will need to meet or we'll see first of all which way we're going. But regardless, I need to get an MRI, a CT with contrast of my pelvis area, a CT with contrast of my abdomen, and a CT with contrast to my chest. I think I might be glowing in the dark after I get all these done. So maybe, they'll put me on satellite or something. Anyway, that's the plan. And I have no idea what to expect really with radiation other than she said it's a pill that you take every day, that you don't have to go in for infusions, which is nice. I do assume you have to go in frequently for blood tests. The radiologists, oncologists will explain it more, I guess, when I visit them. I would assume so. And I'm a little bit nervous about it because I also know that radiation is one of the things that makes your hair fall out. And I don't want to lose my hair. I already lost it once this last summer when I was in the hospital. So let's keep our fingers crossed that maybe I'll be different and not have that happen. I asked her about the drug that I was given for my neuropathy and if there was anything else to take, and she said, unfortunately, no, they have not come up with anything. So I have the choice of either going back on it and dealing with the dizziness, or going back on it, right, and dealing with the dizziness. Sorry, my brain is, as you know, foggy. Or I can not take it and just suffer through like I am now anyway. So my husband is pretty adamant that he doesn't want me to take it because he's afraid for sure that it is what's making me fall, and he doesn't want me breaking anything else, which I totally agree with. I just want this neuropathy to go away. It's not getting any better right now. I read a report the other day that said 2 to 3 months for it to totally work the medicine out of your system. And then from there, it should, at that point, well, things could get worse as they go along for those 2 to 3 months. And then after that, then things should hopefully start getting better, but it can take up to a year. Yes, a year to find out whether or not it's going to go away completely or partially or not at all. So it's sort of a waiting game right now, which is very frustrating to me, but I'll get over it. Back to the surgeon. She said that once we do the scans after we've done the radiation, that she will find out whether or not she even actually has to do surgery. She felt very confident in the fact that after only 6 treatments, I was, excuse me, that my tumor had shrunk in half. So she's really hoping that there's been a lot of shrinkage already and that the radiation will knock the rest of it out. The reason why they do the radiation is like a cleanup. They go in and clean up all the little cancerous, precancerous areas in your body. She will do the 3 different scans because she wants to make sure that there is no other cancer hiding in any of those 3 areas that they will be looking at. And did you know that if you have colon cancer and you beat it, go into remission, that you can have colon cancer occur in your lungs or your liver or other organs? It's basically is a cancer of its own, and it moves to different places even though it's still a colon cancer. So that was interesting, and at the same time not, great, because I also learned that there's some pretty good chances that it'll come back at some point somewhere else. But we're not going to even go there. We're not even going to think about it. I'm going to wipe it from my memory. She wants to do a colonoscopy on me also before she would do any surgery, if surgery were needed. One thing I like about it is the fact that she can do the the colonoscopy through my stoma. So you don't have to drink all that terrible stuff and have them get up in your business when you can just lay on your back and they can go through the stoma on your belly. So we'll see how that goes. She also said that it's hard to say, obviously, at this point, we're really ahead of the game. But if I am hoping to get a reversal, the chances right now are pretty good that they can reverse the colostomy back so that I don't have it anymore and I can poop like a normal person. Wouldn't that be grand? So anyway, got a lot of phone calls to make, a lot of visits to take, a lot of other doctors to see. And we're just going to have to take it one day at a time because it's certainly not going to happen all at once. And I cannot remember. We did not take notes, and we should have. But she said something about 6 weeks. And I can't remember if that was 6 weeks of radiation or 6 weeks to get all these scans and tests done or what. I don't know. So we'll just play by ear, and I'll keep you updated as we go. Now let's change gears a little bit. I am so tired of not being able to sew. And when I say sew, I mean I do needlepoint, embroidery. I also do machine embroidery and free motion stitching and all of that. And I can't do any of that right now. I can't do the handwork because my hands don't have feeling in them and I'm dropping the needle constantly. And it's just not a good thing to try to do because it hurts too. And I can't do the machine sewing at the moment because I have a broken right foot. And my sewing machine has a pedal and you can't push the pedal when you got a cast on your foot. So hopefully by next week, we will see this part come to an end and they'll switch me out from a cast to a boot. That's what I'm hoping they will do. If not, they'll have to put me back in another cast. I've been trying to be very good and not put any weight bearing on it. But, sometimes things happen and you don't even realize it's happening. So hope I haven't screwed anything up with that. But anyway, last night I decided, well, I can't sew it, but I can actually do some piecing of fabric. And I started out with this piece of fabric right here. It's just a fun piece of fabric with lots of little dots and marks and lady lines and things like that on it. And the plan is to I put all that on there. And eventually, when I can get back to the sewing machine, I will outline everything and stitch in black and probably do some stitching in there that makes it look more quilty-like. But this is what that piece of fabric looks like right now. And I think it looks pretty interesting. Some of you are probably going, oh, that woman's crazy. What the heck is that? But I'm telling you, it's very bright and cheerful, and somebody out there would love to have that because it makes them smile, which is what I'd like for my art to do. I've got several other pieces going right now that I can't show you because I can't reach the box that holds them. But these things will come along eventually. I know, it's just a matter of patience. You know, they tell you when you're growing up, never ever pray for patience because you don't know what's going to come down the road after that. And I've definitely learned my lesson over the past year, so we're just going to go with whoever I am, however I am, and hope for the best. One thing I would like to do, I don't know if you noticed or not, but I have a different background here. These are my lights that I keep up all year long. They're Christmas lights. On the other side, they're red and multicolor. And I just do them because I like them. They look good. But I also have my husband's caps hanging and his sleep clothes and all that hanging on the closet door. And it's not very attractive. And so I'd like to get a better background for making videos. I need to learn more about my camera and how to make it work to make things more pleasing. But right now, this is what we have to work with. So until I can get on 2 feet again, I won't be changing positions of how I'm recording or anything like that. I have thoughts in mind of what I might do. I'm sure my husband would love for me to get some of that taken care of. And he vacuumed the house today and was doing a little bit of complaining about all the threads that was in the floor. And that was because of me doing that piecing last night, and there were threads everywhere. I even told him last night, I said, you're not going to be happy with me, but there are threads everywhere. So anyway, he had to deal with that, and I appreciate him vacuuming and cleaning it up. One of the videos that I would like to do in the future is to record for you my studio space. We have lived in the house that I am in right now for 32 years, I think. And when we first started out, the kids were really young. I mean, Andrew wasn't even born, and Ian was less than 2 years old. So I did not have a space for crafting or anything like that at the beginning, but eventually I did, and I've had a space somewhere, whether it's a complete room or just a little corner or whatever. And I like to think with every change I make that it is an improvement. My studio right now is in what is meant to be a den or family room in your home. And it has a non-working fireplace that even has a pellet burning stove in the fireplace. It doesn't work either. But other than that, the whole space is mine, and I do whatever I want to with it. In my space, I have a corner where I call my painting corner, and a big, long 6-foot table. I don't paint on an easel. I can't do it. I've tried it in the past, and it just doesn't work. So I paint flat on a table, and I cover it with brown paper. I don't have to do that, but I do it because I like it, because I like to write on it. And sometimes when I'm painting something and it's not coming out right, I'll paint on top of it, and see if I can work it out. And it's where I do painting, gouache, with painting with acrylics, gouache. I do pastels. I do crayons, just regular crayons. There's these little wooden ones called woodies, that are very popular with artists today, but they're meant for children. So I also have some Crayola tempera paint markers. So see, sometimes you just never grow up. But I then have another 6-foot table that is what I call my fiber planting table. And against the wall is a planting board, which is basically where you get this big board and you cover it with flannel. And so when you want to plant something, you put the pieces up there and they just automatically stick on there. I tend to use pins too because my cats have been known to snitch things off there, and I don't want that happening. And that's where I plan out things like I just finished. I also have I guess it's maybe a 4-foot table that actually houses my sewing machine and all my thread. And hanging over the fireplace is another planting board. And then on another wall, I have bookcases, chest of drawers, things like that hold supplies. I don't have a good space for keeping fabric, and I like to try to keep it away in such that it doesn't get a lot of cat hair on it. But I do regret that I can't look at it every time I am trying to come up with the fabrics that I want to use. So what I've done is I took a chest of drawers and I took different colors, and I think it's 6 drawers and there's 2 colors in each drawer, and I do it by color. And so when I want a green fabric, I at least know where to go to look for. And it's a really cool space, works well for me. At one point I had all of my embroidery thread in there, but since I do most of my embroidery work at night watching TV, which I do in the bedroom, it's better to have the thread in here with me. So I moved that thread back into the bedroom. It had been in there previously. And I had this big old chair with an ottoman that I can either put my feet up or put my ironing pad on there and iron something or plan something. And a lot of times I end up with Charlie laying on there with me because he wants to be close to me, but he doesn't want to touch me. That darn cat. So anyway, I would love to take you on a tour of my studio and explain a little bit more of what I have in there, but I can't do that till I'm back on 2 feet. So just keep in mind that that will be coming soon. Okay, that's it for now. I've talked enough. I thank you for looking at this video, and I wish you would subscribe and tell other people about it because I really want some subscribers. Not because I'm needy, but yes, I'm needy and I'm a little bit vain, so I need reinforcement. But I appreciate it. I'm also on Instagram and on Facebook. But I'm going to go now and see if husband's going to fix anything for dinner. We had Chinese for lunch and it was pretty darn good, but I don't want it left over for dinner, so I may have to drink one of those dreaded Ensures that makes me, you know what, do you know what. But anyway, that's it for tonight. See you later. Bye-bye.